Steve Tyrer, centre, Halifax Rugby League. July 29th, 2012, Northern Rail Cup final, Blackpool. Featherstone at the time were probably the strongest team. They were making finals every year and finishing top of the league, but we were a new team that year. Carl Harrison had just brought us all together, and we'd made that final, but we'd already played Featherstone a couple of times that year, and I think we'd put 60 points on them not too long before this final, so we were going into it quite confident. And then he picks the team, and he didn't start Penke, he didn't start Barlow, who were two of our best players at the time. It was kind of thinking, what's going on here? And then 5 minutes before kick-off, he says, look, we're going to go short kick-offs, we're just going to go for it. And it spooked him a little bit. It worked out for us. It was my first season part-time, this as well. So it was all new to me. Everything was new to me. Travelling to Yorkshire was new to me. Playing part-time, just everything. But it was a good season. I enjoyed it, and that's where I kind of fell for the club, really. It just hit me straight away. I remember the talk being, complete this set. I think there's only a minute or two left. Complete this set, roll it out, and D up, and then you win the game. But Penke and Barlow don't play like that, as you can see. That's just not in their scripts. They're your match winners, them two, and they obviously just thought, sod it, let's go and score. It worked out. I knew I was onside. I knew I grounded it. The only thing that might have been the sticking point was if Paul Anthorth had knocked on. But obviously he was confident that he hadn't. So, and then he gives it's not a great pass that he gives to Fax, and then Fax has got a great short kicking game. And he didn't even say he was going to kick it. It was just off the cuff, really. But obviously it paid off for us, and then them celebrations say it all, really. The celebrations, I'm sure it was a Saturday. I don't know if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, but me, Penke, Ryan Fieldhouse and Craig Ashall were still in a pub following Monday. It was just, it was something I hadn't experienced before, and it was mega. It was a good day. It still gives me chills now watching it. Yeah, it's just special moments. Like I say, I'm just a bit gutted we haven't won anything else since, but obviously it's, you can't take that day away from us. 7th of February 2016, Whitehaven at the Shea. Yeah, it was the first game of the season, wasn't it? Obviously coming off the back of 2015, where we'd had an outstanding year as a club. Obviously the anticipation was to repeat it, and obviously we got off to a good start. I think we win by about 50 points, don't we, or something like that. So yeah, it was the perfect start after a great season. But I think we just hit the ground running. It's Gazmore's first game with him as well, and he fed me quite a lot. And yeah, look, when I was young, that with a bit of pace. Dane, just an absolute freak. Absolutely love playing with Dane. Tough as they come. Look how he's running there, and unselfishly sets it up. Is that Tommy on the wing as well?
I think it's Sharpie.
Is it Sharpie?
Yeah.
Well, say no more about Sharpie. He's just absolute warrior, an absolute legend. Again, unselfishly, probably could have backed himself a little bit there, but it was nice to get on the end of it. And then 2 tries before half time, you start looking for an hat trick. Yeah, I think I'd kicked all my goals in this up as well, and then it comes to the last one, and then I would have been outright leader, but I missed it. Yeah, just a little bit of skill, a little bit of on the toe. Obviously, like you say, if you've got a first half hat trick, you brimming with confidence. So I just decided to take it on, and bit of pace that got me round him, really. It was I was completely unaware about the points record in a game, and off the top of my head, I'm sure it was Rostivot who came on and told me, I don't know if it's this kick or another kick, and he told me as I was about to take the kick, so it was on my mind a little bit, and then I missed it. So maybe it might have been better just letting me kick it and then telling me. But it's nice to level a record with a player of John Schuster's calibre. So it was a proud day. 2nd of June 2019, Odsal, Bradford. Well, before the game, it was my 200th game, and it was Will Sharp's 100th game. So it was a big game, but obviously Fact's career, and Mick Scott was in the change rooms giving us our shirts beforehand, so that gave us a little bit extra. And then obviously since Bradford have come down to the Championship and when they got relegated and even further and stuff like that, it's been my favourite fixture, and it's been a great fixture for us. And this, I think we'd beat them at Bash, but they'd beat us on Good Friday, so it was kind of even going into this one. But the thought of playing against St Helens or Warrington or Hull after this was just massive.
A bit frustrated to be down, really, because we played well that first half. We'd hammered them, really. But Rowan Mills had scored a breakaway try, and it kind of shocked us a little bit. So, but yeah, we came out all guns blazing for 20 minutes, and we looked in control. But Bradford clawed us back and made a game of it, and it was a proper cup game, really, in a derby. Yeah, look, 9 times out of 10, if Mozza gets in the right area, which he does mostly, I'm going to get on the end of it. But that kick there, if Jake Webster catches it, he's getting hit by 2 or 3 of us. If I catch it, there's a good chance you're scoring. So it was just put in the perfect space. But obviously Jake Webster decided he wanted to have a swing round my neck. I think he could see that he weren't going to get to it, and I was, and he was just doing his best to put me off, really. But I don't think there was any need for the elbow on the floor. It's part of the game and that, but I think that was a bit uncalled for, and that spurred me on a little bit as well. And obviously, like, them 2 points ended up being valuable at the end of the game, and it was a bit of a brain explosion from Jake Webster there, but obviously it was good for us, and we were on it, and we were back in control. QLT had a great game that day. He was busting them up the middle. He was making them miss tackles, and if Woody didn't do what he did, I'm sure Q would have done it at some point. But I feel sorry for any middles who have to tackle Woody in the last 10 minutes in the middle of the field, because the lad's got some talent and he can win you a game. It was a good celebration, deservedly so. It's not every year a Championship team makes a semi-final, so and then you get the dream tie that was St Helens, your hometown club.
27th of July 2019, semi-final, Bolton.
Yeah, I spoke to Wilco before. Well, it was after the Bradford game, but when we'd drawn these, and he was like, "Why would you want to play St Helens?" But it was a dream come true for me, and it was just the best day for the club. The fans were unbelievable. The team, we rose to the occasion, and we gave a good account of ourselves. It was just, I think everybody but Saints fans obviously wanted us to win, and it was just, it was just a day that it was just surreal. It was just like it wasn't happening. It was unbelievable. Honestly, it's a day that will just stick with me forever. You just look to your left and or right, whichever side it was, and you're looking over and Kevin Nguama's there with muscles on muscles, and there's blokes like that in Tommy Makinson and Mark Percival, just world-class players. And to be honest here, there was a little bit of, I wouldn't want to say fear, we weren't fearful, but a lot of admiration, a lot of respect, thinking, we've got to dig in here or it could be a long day. But thankfully we dug in, and we spooked them a little bit as well. Yeah, it was a real nice feeling. I think they took 2 as well, so it was 2-2, bit of a footy score. But as soon as we got that penalty, I had my hand up straight away. And there was always a little bit of a possibility he could get nilled, and we did, obviously, with tries. So everybody wanted to take 2, settle the nerves, and and it went over, and that was another nice feeling, and it was good. yeah, this sticks to me because obviously, you know, in my opinion, he's one of, if not the best winger in the world at the minute. And you just see Robbo there just lose his footing, and you know, I think he might have. I don't think Robbo's quite done enough there to stop him, but what Robbo has done, he's slowed him down to give me time to get there. And you know, it was just the crowd, because obviously that was in the corner where our fans was. Our fans just went absolutely insane, and it was deafening. It was absolutely deafening, and it was just shades of the old Halifax that, you know, we were turning up for the day. After the game, Saints, being the professionals that they are, chose to decline the beers that were provided. So Marshall came into our changing rooms with a box of beer, and obviously we were the squad that Richard built. So you could see the pride in his face. He was beaming from ear to ear. You know, you could see that he's probably bigged us up all week, and then we backed him up and we've put performance in, and it was just a nice feeling. Even though we'd lost, the dream was over. It was just a real nice feeling.
8th of July 2017, Toulouse Championship.
A couple of weeks before, we'd lost to Swinton away. Doom and gloom after that, because we're thinking we can't make the top four now. You know, we were all playing to get our 10% in our wages back that we dropped earlier in the season to help the club financially. But on the Tuesday when we had our review of the Swinton game, Richard basically, he wrote down the 4 fixtures that we needed to win and just said, look, if we're going to go down, let's go down swinging. And then we beat Bradford, and then we've got Toulouse away, which was arguably the hardest one because they haven't lost a game all season at home. Red hot day. I think we kicked off at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon as well, so it was boiling hot. And it was set up for a Toulouse win. Really, no one expected us to go there and win, and we had other ideas in our minds. Yeah, scored early on, which was against the run of play really, because Toulouse started the game hot. We were defending constantly, which we did pretty much most of the game. But Jono gets it on his shin there, and it bounces up nicely for me. Yeah, that was Boyley's pet play. It wasn't a fluke. It's what he does. That was his go-to play, as well as obviously carrying the ball. Look, you know, we've been building a lot of pressure here, and then I think we get a decent play of the ball. Boyley puts his play on his turn up, and then the right person is on the end of it, and Jono, that's who you want there, because he's small, he's fast, he's agile, there's a bit of space for him, and then obviously we just all go wild. But you know, as wild as we go, we've still got a good 6-7 minutes to defend. And Toulouse being the team that they are, they can score from anywhere. So you know, we had to concentrate. But I can't tell you how much the pressure release after that try was just unbelievable. That gave us the belief then to go on. Look at it. I just dropped to my knees because I just knew how much it meant.
26th of September 2015, Odsal, Bradford.
Last game of the season, a great season for us. If we win, we finish 6th, which meant quite a handsome bonus for us and for all the lads, and so that was a bit of added spice to it. But obviously, it was Bradford who we'd beat a few weeks before, and we wanted to beat them again because we felt they were a bit arrogant that year, and you know, any win over them was nice to have. Yeah, it's not a salmon this though. I think he's just blasting it up in the air. He's under a bit of pressure, and like I say, when I chased it, there was no Bradford players there, so it was just strange because I'm expecting to get whacked, but there was no one there, and then there's space to run, and yeah, just managed to get over. Yeah, TS, the king of play of the balls, got us a quick play of the ball, and then they're in scramble, so you know, their winger's not there, the centre's not there, they're making the tackles, so it's only smart thing. I'm not sure who goes to dummy half. I think it might be Connor Robinson. I'm not sure who goes to dummy half, but it's smart whoever goes there. And you know, I think that game, that try might have just took it away from Bradford in that game. So I think we start running right after that. I think it turned into a bit of a rout after that, and we were scoring at will. And yeah, it was a nice feeling to play with that freedom at Odsal. Look at that, all the fans are going mad. It was just, yeah, it was a good day. Yeah, last play of the game, the hooter's gone. Ben Eats makes a break, Salty puts it on his toe, and Tommy's on an hat-trick as well, and Tommy's eyes light up thinking he's going to get a third, but it doesn't bounce for him, and it bounces for me. So, you know, Tommy did a bit of moaning about it. Well, he still moans about it to this day, actually. But obviously the bounce favoured me and not Tommy, and then obviously Richard's smile there, as you can see it. I think that kind of just summed up everything about that day.
26th of July 2015, Bradford this year.
We'd played them twice already this season, and they'd beat us in close games, and we were aware that it was 17 years since we'd beat them, so there was a little bit of, you know, Richard never used to get wound up before the game, but before this one he had a bit of he was chomping at the bit a little. He was really going for it, and he revved us up. And you know, we have a shot. It's not a short kick-off, but it's a high kick-off. Maury smashes whoever caught it, and then that set the tone for the game, really. Yeah, the crowd were right into it straight away. Obviously, the Bradford end was full, so they were up for it as well, and it was just it was loud. It was a loud day. We found ourselves behind when that shouldn't have happened. We'd played so well, but Bradford hung in there and scored a couple. And then we take this to level it up, and I think there's 3 or 4 minutes left after this, and you know, it's a derby, it's a draw. You know, we want to win the game, so we played to win. And then just going into this now, Dane being Dane just decides to fly the line, and I'm not quite sure what Danny Hardy's doing. I think Danny Hardy's trying to be a bit clever and leave the ball, but he probably should have just caught it and took a whack, but he didn't, and then it bounces up perfect for me. Yeah, I just feel like it, because I'm trying to keep up with Dane, I'm at full tilt, so it bounces up perfect, I'm at full sprint. So I'm away, so I know I'm going to get there, but obviously I celebrate a little bit too early, and that gets me a bit of a telling off Richard. But you know, that when I went over there, that feeling, not much has beat that since. It was special. It was deafening. It was absolutely deafening. The cheer for when I pick it up, and then the cheer for the try was just the ground. Like I say, it's a big stadium, Halifax, and it's not full. But you know, when our fans are on it feels full, and it did that day. You know, and I've got all the lads here just squashing me against the fence, and then all the fans are jumping all over me, and yeah, it was just crazy. But it was just, that was the day where I realised how much beating Bradford meant to the club. Yeah, just there's an old fella on the video. He's just coming out. He's in an Halifax shirt. Everybody's celebrating, going mad, but he's making sure his beer's all right getting up the stairs. It's just something that always sticks with me about that celebration. When the game finished, I checked my phone 20 minutes, half an hour after, and my phone was just jammed. Notifications. I got offered some interesting things that night off, from about drinking things and stuff, and it was just insane. It was just a great night. The game's about winning, innit? You want to win trophies, so the Northern Rail Cup sticks there. But that was something special. It just a very, very last minute winner against your local rivals does take some beating. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. It just summed up the season, really. Everybody was on board with each other. It was just fantastic. Richard had a lot to do with that, and the way we played. We were scoring. We just felt like we could beat anybody. That was the attitude that we had. You know, Lee were the big favourites that year to get promotion. We absolutely smoked them at the Shea. We gave Widnes one hell of a game, 0-0 with 10 minutes to go. I think we just had a real good account of ourselves, and it was a season to be proud of for everybody. I'm Steve Tyrer, and those were some of my favourite Fact moments.